Welcome to Debbie's Divinely Healthy Kitchen, where we love to eat healthy to take care of the bodies God has given us. And today I'm using all whole foods to make some scrumptious comfort food, but that again uses all whole foods, no refined foods, no processed foods. What I'm making, and I'm halfway through forming these delicious rolls that'll raise and get really humongous. I'm making whole wheat rolls stuffed with whatever you want to stuff them with. This time I'm stuffing them with peppercorn bacon, no nitrate bacon that I get at Hempler's. Also some mozzarella cheese, a little bit of thyme thrown in there. Gonna be so yummy. And right now, I've divided the dough into 10 different balls, and I'm working on the last 3 or so. And this is how I work the dough. I put a little flour down, again it's whole wheat flour, and press it down, work it around, flip it around, press it down. We want to press it into probably a round that's about, I'd say about 6 inches round. So you have to keep on flipping it over, working it around, working it around. This recipe, I have modified it from what it originally was. It used to use just regular flour, but now I'm going for the whole wheat flour. It used to use sugar, but I have switched to honey. Again, trying to get away from those refined foods. See how this is pressed out into about a 6-inch round? And to this, I'm going to sprinkle the bacon on top, but I've stuffed it with chicken and barbecue sauce or tomato sauce and ground turkey and cheese, you know, whatever you want to do. I pre-cooked the bacon, crumbled it up. I'm going to put some on here. Grab about 2 tablespoons of mozzarella cheese, something like that. Kind of estimating. And then just a little bit of thyme, which will go really well with the bacon and the cheese. And then here's how you fold these up. Pull them together here, pull these corners together like this. And now I'm just going to kind of start working it so that the dough comes together and sticks together. I don't add too much flour. I try to add as little flour as possible because it makes the biscuits, not the biscuits, the rolls lighter and fluffier. And because I'm working with whole wheat flour, I went ahead and I added 1 tablespoon of wheat gluten to this recipe. When you add just plain old gluten, it actually helps the dough to be a little bit more elastic, which is what you want with whole wheat. You don't want that kind of hard, dry kind of a roll. So again, just forming these. And again, we're trying to eat all whole foods at the Chavez household. So this is a fantastic recipe. It'll become a really large roll because it's going to raise here on the pan for about 20 minutes. And then we'll put it in the oven and it'll raise some more. By the way, we're going to bake these at 400 degrees for about, probably about 12 minutes or so. I don't like to make them overdone, but we do of course want them to cook through, and we want the cheese to be melted inside. So probably about 12 minutes or so. See how this just pounds out to about, I don't know, maybe it's a 5-inch round, something like that. And put the bacon on there. Again, some more cheese. And then we'll add the thyme last. Sprinkle that on there. You're probably wondering about the actual ingredients I've used, and that'll be at faithplace.org on the Healthy Living tab, but let me briefly run it down for you. I started with 2 packages of active dry yeast, and I dissolved that in a 1/2 cup of warm water. You don't want to do hot water, but warm water. Then I added 3/4 cup 2% milk that was warmed up just a little bit. I also added a 1/4 cup of softened butter. See how I'm just placing these on the sheet, getting ready to go. And after the butter, I added an egg. I also added the 1 tablespoon wheat gluten, a teaspoon of salt as well. And then to that, I stirred in about 3 1/4 cups of whole wheat flour, and the remaining flour, like about another 1/4 cup, I used just to be able to work with the dough on the counter. And I love my silicone pad. Oh, this is the best invention ever, because before, if you've ever been a baker or worked with bread, you always had dough all stuck to the counter and it was so nasty to clean up, but the silicone is just so handy. I just take it over to the sink and scrub it off and we're all good to go. You're probably wondering how many calories in one of these. Just about 300, but that includes the bacon, the cheese, this huge roll, because it will be very large. So this will be the main course, totally. And again, you can fill it with chicken, you can fill it with ground turkey, you can fill it with anything you want. But I chose the no nitrate bacon from Hempler's and some mozzarella cheese and a little bit of thyme thrown in there. But I've thrown in everything from fresh basil to sun-dried tomatoes to all sorts of things. So just have at it and be creative. I'll show you the finished product after I take it out of the oven, and that'll be after this raises for 20 minutes and then bakes for about 12 minutes. Oh, and by the way, when I first mixed up that dough, I actually let it raise. I worked it, I kneaded it a little bit on the counter here, and then I let it raise for about 30 minutes before I started this process of cutting it into 10 different rolls and then going ahead and putting my ingredients on top. So there you go. My last one is ready to go. I will cover it with a towel, let it raise for about 20 minutes, and then we're off to baking. They've been in the oven about 12 minutes. Oh, perfect. Look at that, perfect. I told you these would be big. Look at the size of my hand, size of the roll. Again, about 300 calories a piece, but they're stuffed with bacon and mozzarella cheese and thyme, and your family's gonna love it. And you can get the recipe for free at faithplace.org. Just click on the Healthy Living tab. And we'll see you next time in Debbie's Divinely Healthy Kitchen.